This tree looks like it's sneaking out of the woods. That one friend who's chill as F but is harboring a deep indescribable sadness. Netflix, are you still watching? No. Me when someone who looks way taller says they are only an inch taller than the height I said I am. Please don't do this. When you see the exam questions and you realize you should have slept instead of wasting time studying. Mom, why are you taking a picture of eggs? Me, don't worry, the internet will understand. The dog is helping the beggar to attract people but the cat is overreacting. You don't need a perfect relationship, all you need is someone who has the same or greater fear of abandonment and is willing to make endless personal concessions to avoid being alone. Yo, this new iPhone has something called Face ID. You can unlock your phone with your effing face. What the F? This is some James Bond shit. This was only 8 years ago and I sound like a caveman who just discovered fire. My dad as soon as the Child Protective Services agent leaves our house. Life is short, and never has that been more apparent than it is now. So call someone you haven't spoken to in a while, tell them to go F themselves, before it's too late. I wanna be 14 again and ruin my life differently. I have new ideas. YouTube. Poor YouTuber who said F. Every night I'm like I have exactly 5 hours 32 minutes and 53 seconds of sleep. If I fall asleep in 2 minutes. Explain the gap in your resume is so infuriating because maybe I was just vibing. Maybe something catastrophic happened. Why do you have to share intimate personal details to justify non-productive or non-laboring periods of your literal human existence? OMG. When I say me too to myself, like what the F bro, I'm literally you. Me. I took 11 shots of tequila in about 4 hours once. I woke up on the front lawn of my parents' house the next day. I lived 150 miles away. Apparently a cab driver asked for my address and I gave him theirs. My dad paid the $400 fare and left me in the yard. When you meet someone as weird as you. In the distance a wild McDonald's stalks its prey. Multi-billion-dollar corporate restaurant chains shrinking portions and raising prices. Local Mexican restaurants throwing in some extra meat and a bag of chips for you just because. How she imagines having a horse is like. How I imagine having a horse is like. What it's like having a horse. Me cleaning the house. Without music. With music. This entire room is pretty much never shown. Kanye West has collected the 7 mythical Dragon Balls to revive a Kanye has only collected 6 so far. My biggest red flag is thinking I can survive for at least 2 minutes walking on the sidewalk of Redview County before getting run over by 6 racers and 11 cops all eyeing from a shockwave. Need for Speed rivals. Me in school when I was supposed to interview my family but answered all the questions myself. Teacher, study hard, you're the future of our country. Me studying to leave my country. When you fart in the online class and your name lights up. My body is a machine that turns apply now into unfortunately we will not be moving forward with your application but we appreciate your. The toilet. The shower. The bath. Thank you for completing all 6 interview rounds, 3 take-home projects and 5 online assessments as part of our hiring process, unfortunately. Girlfriend borrowing my laptop, me trying to remember if I close the tab. Key to a good birthday, low expectations. One time I was walking past a girl and she smiled at me. I panicked and smiled back but like, aggressively, like I showed all my teeth. She looked kinda scared. Later I realized she was just being nice and I responded like a wild raccoon. Anyway, my question is, how do people flirt? We are not built for this. When you find the mosquito. I fear no wolf, but that thing. It scares me. Customer, can I get a number 5 with Coke? Me, sorry we don't sell powder. Boss, pulls me aside. Why would you say that? Me. To customer. Oh never mind, we do sell powder. I stepped in Mario Kart World. Me after scrolling on my phone for 7 hours and getting nothing done. There's not enough time in the day. You see a question mark in the character select screen thinking it's a secret character. It just makes you pick a random character. My brain in 2013, solving calculus, memorizing 200 Pokemon, reading 700-page novels for fun. My brain in 2025, opens fridge, forgets why, stares into void, Googles how to boil water. Elon Musk threatening to release the Time list. Trump threatening deportation. Looks up house prices. When your girlfriend leaves a note on the fridge saying this isn't working and you open it but it still works. The silence after your kid falls over is the worst, because they're either absolutely fine or filling their lungs with enough air to mimic an air raid siren. Elon Musk just announced that Tesla cars will soon be able to connect to each other via Bluetooth, allowing drivers to communicate and speak with other Tesla drivers nearby. Road rage about to be like a COD lobby. In 2016, a 70-year-old Kansas man robbed a bank so he could get arrested and get away from his wife. He was sentenced to house arrest. When I accidentally use personality A with friend group B, spray blood from your eyes at any interesting predators lately. What? How was the party? Horrible. How can people my age afford to have a family when I can't even afford a new pair of underwear? BJ nom nom. Insurance companies ready to deny people house fire insurance. These cannot be the same paychecks my co-workers are using to provide for their 3 kids. Every other medieval weapon becoming obsolete centuries ago, the arrow becoming a beacon of guidance and being even more useful. One time a girl said, "You dropped this pen." I was like, "That is clearly not my pen. It's red." "Yeah you did." She shoved it into my hands. "Okay weirdo." Then when I looked at it, there was a note inside with her phone number. My question is this: how does anyone date men? We are so dumb. Falling off a roof as a kid. Sleeping weird in your 30s. TLC really tried to shame men's for carpooling. iOS 18 could soon show you how long it will take for your iPhone to charge. Android users: hey, I have seen this one. Apple users: what do you mean you have seen it? It's brand new. Changing my last name to AAA so when my kids graduate they get their names called first and we can go home right after. How tight? Loose. Just falls out. Bruh, I meant how tight are we? Oh, we chill. Alright. When you show your wife a meme but she doesn't have a 13-year-old boy's sense of humor. Well, excuse me for having enormous flaws that I don't work on. $82,000 GDP per capita. Americans arguing my $3,800 GDP per capita country that $80 standard price for video games is reasonable because of inflation. Do you ever sit back and realize you're not anybody's favorite person, you're just kinda there, and then you get the sudden urge to distance yourself from everyone and chill alone? Your look in the barber's mirror after getting a haircut. Your look once taking a bath and seeing yourself in the mirror in your room. Pride flag in username. Opinion not valid. The user in question doesn't have a pride flag in the username but the flag of Germany. Studies show that girls use clothing to stand out to someone they're attracted to. Girls around me. Google, come closer. I need you to let me turn off AI overview. Eastern Heroes. I was really weak and now I never stop training because there's always somebody stronger out there. I keep improving because I want to be the best. I train too much and now I can't find a good rival. Western Heroes. I was born this strong. I got surprise powers and mastered them completely in less than a year. I don't have powers but you better start praying now. Friend, wow, you got thinner. What's your diet? Me, poverty. When you're trying to remake that one golden meme you can't find anymore. Hector and his pet. Woof woof. Lenore and her pet. Good boy. I tried to take a photo of his yawn, but the sunset turned him into a fire-breathing monster. My therapist calling his therapist the second I leave his office. Me enjoying a quiet day, some random dude revving his motorcycle engine. You know what I do on weekends? Effing nothing because I'm not a reffing noisy. Girl. Flirting. So do you have any wild fantasies? Me. Quitting my job. Girl. No, I mean like any risque fantasies. Me. Quitting my job without having anything else lined up. Sorcon. This panda looks like he has an epic quest for me to complete. Have you checked our lottery ticket yet, Brenda? People trying to sell mirrors online. When you disallow mic permissions on Google but still get ads of something you just talked about, don't you find that a wee bit suspicious? Just sold my homing pigeon on eBay for the 22nd time. Men will turn 4 and base their whole personality off of one of these.
Spare change. Spare change, ma'am.